Okay, so yeah, this is lightning talk about some small thing that I thought I'd show. Like it could be a language extension. So currently, we have section syntax so that if you have the application of some operator, then you can write a lambda that applies some argument to its left-hand side or to its right-hand side. You can write it as a section, or if you have a tuple constructor, you can write it as a section. So this extension is like, okay, but just by symmetry, if you write this, this sure looks like it could be a section, right? So why not? So that's basically I have a couple more slides, but that's basically it. So this is quite a lightweight change to GHC just to sell it. So why would you want to do this? So I think that it's much simpler to understand than type application to people who are unfamiliar with like Haskell or typed functional programming. And also if you're implementing your own Haskell compiler, this is a much lighter weight thing than type applications. So why am I bringing even up type applications? Well, because you might think that, well, first of all, you can write this as id at t. So in that, yeah. But the other thing is that a lot of the use cases you could get by with the visible type application. So for example, if you have show, compose, read, the classic example, you don't know what the middle type is. So I would argue that if you write it like this in the middle, so it's unbiased in the sense that you're not adding the int as either the read or the show, because it's not really a property of either side. It's the pipeline itself that has a type in the middle. And so I would argue that this is closer to what the programmer really wanted to do. Also, sometimes visible type applications are just annoying to write because the type you care about is not the first argument. So like in this version, the signature section is in the middle of the pipeline, and it's what you want. You want to say that, okay, the type that's here in the middle is this type, but you could arrange for foo and bar to have types such that if you wanted to use visual type applications, you would have to skip a bunch of type parameters. And also, the spicy usage of it is that this has, of course, type t to t, but that unifies with PA, with P being T2 and A being T. So you can use it as a lightweight proxy that you can use without importing anything. And this is actually this is actually quite nice for this. So it's almost like special syntax for a proxy. Unfortunately, it only works at star, of course. But yeah, okay. So why not? So why not? Well, because id at t on its own is quite concise. So even though I have arguments saying that it's nicer in some situations than visible type applications in general, but of course you can always just restrict yourself to just using identity at t, and then you can use that in the same way in the middle of pipelines. And yeah, the other one is that if you use it as a proxy, it only works for star. Yeah, and that's basically it. So it's like, and there's an implementation. So I can try to like make a merge request for it, but only someone thinks it's a good idea. So that's it.